What if a simple videotape could curse you to die in just 7 days? What if you picked up the phone and heard a voice whisper, "You will die in 7 days"? Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Screen, where we bring you the most haunting and thrilling stories in just minutes. Today we're diving into The Ring, a chilling supernatural horror film from 2002 that redefined the genre. It begins with a mysterious tape. No labels, no warnings, but those who watch it don't survive for long. Our story follows Rachel, a journalist desperate to uncover the truth after her niece dies under strange circumstances. As she investigates the cursed video, strange visions begin to haunt her, and her young son becomes the next target. Now it's a race against time. Can Rachel break the curse before it's too late? What's the truth behind the ghostly girl named Samara? And why is no one safe, even after death? Stick around, because we're breaking down every eerie moment, every twist, and every scream. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another chilling recap. Let's dive into The Ring. So the movie starts with Katie and Rebecca, two young girls sitting in front of the TV, casually chatting about their past experiences. As they talk, Rebecca suddenly mentions that she knows about a certain tape. She explains that after watching it, you'll receive a phone call, and the voice on the other end will tell you that you will definitely die in 7 days. Hearing this, Katie's face turns pale with fear. She quickly responds, "Exactly a week ago, my friends and I went to an abandoned house up on a hill. While we were there, we watched the same tape you're talking about, and right after that, the phone rang. And we heard the exact same words you just said." Somehow, Katie gets a call from her mom, so she steps away to talk. As soon as she hangs up, she hears a strange noise coming from the TV, as if it had turned on by itself. Curious and slightly uneasy, she walks over and switches it off. Then, she heads back to the room where Rebecca is. But just as she enters, she notices something strange. A pool of water on the floor near the door. Hesitantly, Katie reaches for the doorknob and opens the door. The moment she does, she sees that the TV inside is on. Terror grips her as she lets out a piercing scream. And then, in a horrifying supernatural way, she dies. Next, we are introduced to Rachel, Katie's aunt. She arrives at her son Aiden's school to pick him up, but before she leaves, Aiden's teacher pulls her aside and shows her a series of disturbing drawings Aiden had made, images of Katie's lifeless body. Shocked, Rachel takes Aiden home. The following day, Rachel and Aiden attend Katie's funeral. There, Rachel meets Katie's grieving mother, her own sister. Since Rachel is a journalist, her sister pleads with her to investigate Katie's mysterious death. Intrigued and concerned, Rachel approaches Katie's friends at the funeral and starts asking about what really happened. That's when she hears about the cursed tape. Rebecca, the friend who was with Katie on the night she died, had witnessed everything. The horror of what she saw left her so traumatized that she ended up in a mental hospital. After, Rachel goes to Katie's room finding Aiden. There, Rachel notices something eerie. All the photos in the room have their faces scribbled out with a marker. She digs deeper, searching for pictures from the trip Katie and her friends took a week before her death. As she looks through them, she makes a chilling discovery. Every single person in the one photo has a horribly distorted face. Rachel continues investigating and soon finds out that every one of Katie's friends who watched the tape died mysteriously at the exact same time as Katie. Convinced that the answers lie in the abandoned house on the hill, Rachel decides to go there. Once she arrives, she finds the cursed tape. She even rents the same house where Katie and her friends had stayed. As night falls, Rachel finally sits down to watch the tape. Strange, disturbing images flash across the screen. Nothing makes sense. And then, the tape ends. At that very moment, the phone in the house rings. Rachel hesitantly picks it up. A voice whispers on the other end, "You will die in 7 days." On the morning of Rachel's first day out of 7, she meets with Nova, Aiden's father, who is a photographer. She tells him about the cursed tape and shows him the distorted faces in Katie's and her friends' photos. But Nova doesn't believe her. To prove her point, Rachel asks him to take a photo of her. When he does, he is shocked. The image of her face is also distorted. Realizing that something strange is happening, Nova insists on watching the tape himself. At first, Rachel refuses, but after Nova keeps pushing, she finally gives in and lets him watch it. The moment he finishes, the phone in the house rings. However, this time, Rachel doesn't answer and lets the call go to silence. Afterward, Nova decides to investigate the tape further and asks Rachel to make a copy for him. Then, he leaves. The next day, on Rachel's second day, she takes a copy of the tape to Nova's place. As they analyze it, Nova's assistant, Beth, walks in. Nova suggests showing her the tape as well, but Rachel quickly grabs it and leaves, unwilling to risk anyone else seeing it. On the third day, Rachel visits Rebecca at the mental hospital. She asks about the night Katie died and what exactly happened with the tape, but Rebecca doesn't give her a direct answer. Instead, she simply says, "In 4 days, she'll show you." Confused and anxious, Rachel asks, "Who will show me?" Rebecca just repeats, "You'll find out in 4 days." Later, Rachel uses an analog tape reader to closely examine the video. She prints out images from the tape and notices something hidden, a lighthouse. She prints that image as well. On the 4th day, Rachel goes to the library to research the lighthouse. She soon discovers that it is located on Moesco Island. Searching the internet for more information, she comes across an old photograph of a woman standing near the lighthouse, the same woman from the tape. Her name is Anna Morgan. Rachel digs deeper and learns that Anna was a horse rider. The dead horse seen washing up on the shore in the video, it belonged to her. But that's not all. Anna also had a daughter, and just as the tape had hinted, Anna had apparently taken her own life. Meanwhile, Nova stops by a shop to buy some supplies. While he's there, he catches a glimpse of himself in a security camera. His face, just like Rachel's, appears distorted on the screen. Later, Rachel returns home and is on a call with Katie's mother when she suddenly hears a strange noise coming from inside one of the rooms. Curious, she goes to check and freezes. Sitting on a chair in the dim light is a ghostly figure of a woman. Hesitant but compelled, Rachel moves closer. As soon as she reaches out, the woman grabs her hand. Rachel gasps and jolts awake. It was a dream. Or at least, she thinks it was, until she looks at her hand and sees a faint mark where the woman had touched her. Shaken, she gets out of bed and looks for Aiden. That's when she sees it. Aiden is watching the tape. Panicked, Rachel rushes over and immediately turns off the TV. Just then, the phone rings. She hesitates before letting it go unanswered. But when it rings again, she finally picks it up, only to hear Nova's voice on the other end. Aiden watched the tape, she tells him, her voice tense. And so the 6th day begins. Rachel, now more desperate than ever, leaves Aiden in the care of her sister before heading out with Nova. As they drive, Rachel shares everything she's discovered about Anna so far. She tells Nova that Anna suicided while receiving treatment at the Eola psychiatric ward. She insists they need to go there to find more information about Anna. But first, Rachel heads to Moesco Island, taking with her a drawing that Aiden had given her. Meanwhile, Nova arrives at the psychiatric hospital. Sneaking into the records room, he searches for Anna's medical files. After sifting through the documents, he finally finds them. One detail catches his eye. There was a video recorded as part of Anna's records, but when Nova goes to retrieve the tape, it's missing. According to the records, the last person to take it was Anna's husband, Richard. Realizing the importance of this, Nova immediately leaves to find Rachel. At the same time, Rachel arrives at Moesco Island and goes to the Morgan house, where she meets Richard, Anna's husband. She notices that the same mirror from the video is still hanging on the wall, along with old photos of Anna. Trying to get answers, Rachel shows Richard the cursed tape. "Is this a message from your wife?" she asks. "What does it mean? And where is your daughter?" But Richard's expression darkens. "I don't have a daughter," he says, "and I can't help you." With that, he orders Rachel to leave the house. As Rachel steps outside, something catches her eye. The house in the drawing that Aiden gave her. It's the exact same house as Richard's. Shocked, she immediately calls Aiden. "Why did you draw this house?" she asks. Aiden hesitates before answering. "A little girl showed it to me in my mind. She told me to draw it." Rachel's breath catches. "Where is she now?" "She's in a dark place." Disturbed by his words, Rachel continues her investigation. She soon meets Grasnick, the only doctor who has lived on the island since birth. When Rachel asks about Anna and her daughter, Grasnick reveals something unsettling. Anna had a child, a girl named Samara. But she always said the child wasn't hers by birth, only that she took her in. She never explained from where. Rachel listens intently as Grasnick continues. For a while, everything seemed normal, but then strange things started happening. Supernatural things, and it all seemed to be connected to Samara. Eventually, Anna brought Samara to me, hoping I could help. But I couldn't, so I sent them to Eola Psychiatric Hospital. That night, Rachel returns to Richard's house to confront him. But when she arrives, Richard isn't home. She cautiously steps inside and begins searching the house. That's when she finds it. Samara's birth certificate, along with a videotape. This isn't just any tape, it's the missing one from Anna's records. The one Richard took, the same one Nova couldn't find. Rachel quickly plays it. What she sees sends chills down her spine. It's a recording from Eola Psychiatric Hospital, and it's all about Samara. Just as the video ends, Richard suddenly appears. Without warning, he attacks Rachel, knocking her down before grabbing the TV and goes to the bathroom. After Richard takes his own life, horrified, she stumbles back and screaming loudly. Nova rushes in and finds Rachel shaken. He holds her, trying to calm her down. Later, they explore the storage area of the farm and discover a hidden room above. Using a ladder, they climb up, and that's when they realize the truth. Samara had been locked inside this very room. Nova's eyes fall on a strange mark scratched into the wooden walls. It looks eerily familiar. "This was on the tape, wasn't it?" he asks. Rachel stares at it, her pulse quickening. "Yes, but that tree, it wasn't here. It was outside the house on the hill." As the 7th and final day begins, Rachel and Nova make their way to the house on the hill. Once inside, they sense something is off. Then, by sheer accident, they uncover it. Something is hidden beneath the floor. So, when Nova and Rachel break through the floor, they discover a hidden well beneath them. As they move closer to inspect it, trying to see if they can spot the bottom, the TV inside the house suddenly slides across the floor and crashes into Rachel, causing her to lose her balance and fall into the well. Luckily, the water at the bottom cushions her fall, leaving her unharmed. From above, Nova reassures Rachel, promising to find a way to pull her out. While waiting, Rachel takes her flashlight and starts examining the inside of the well. That's when she notices deep scratch marks on the walls, as if someone had desperately tried to claw their way out. Then, without warning, Samara emerges from the water and grabs Rachel's arm, pulling her into a vision. In that terrifying moment, Rachel witnesses the truth. Anna, frightened by Samara's supernatural abilities, had pushed her into the well and sealed it shut. Samara had survived for 7 days before finally succumbing. As the vision fades, the mysterious mark on Rachel's arm disappears. Determined to bring closure to this horror, she retrieves Samara's decayed body from the bottom of the well and prepares for a proper burial. Later, Rachel and Nova, along with Aiden, return home. After making sure Rachel and Aiden are safe, Nova heads back to her own house. The next morning, Aiden wakes up and asks Rachel, "Did you help her? Why did you help her? Now that you have, she's free, isn't she?" And that's when Rachel sees it. The mark that had once been on her own arm has now appeared on Aiden's. Meanwhile, Nova, going about his daily routine, suddenly notices his TV turning on by itself. Even after turning it off, it switches back on, displaying the very well where Samara had died. Before he can react, Samara crawls out of the well, emerges from the TV, and brutally kills Nova. Rachel, sensing something is wrong, desperately tries to call Nova, but there's no answer. Rushing to her house, Rachel is met with a horrifying sight: Nova's lifeless body, twisted in terror. Devastated yet enraged, Rachel rushes home and destroys the cursed tape. But then, she sees it, another copy, still sitting there. And in that moment, Rachel realizes the truth. She survived because she showed the tape to Nova and made another copy. With this revelation, she makes a chilling decision. To save Aiden, he must create another copy and show it to someone else. And so, this haunting and terrifying movie comes to an end, leaving us with one lingering mystery: what will happen to Aiden? And that's the story. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss the next movie breakdown. Got a favorite film you want us to cover next? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one on Real Screen.